all the members of Parliament today, and we commit all our people of Papua New Guinea to, Lord, this our humble prayer today. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord, as we say the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us this day daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. Thine is the kingdom, power and glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Honourable members, I have to inform the Parliament that I have received the return of writs which His Excellency the Governor-General issued on 24th April 2025 for a by-election of the member to fill the vacant office following the death of the member, Mr. Maso Karepe, MP, and that by the endorsement of the writ, it was certified that Mr. Gidron Maso Karepa was duly elected as the member for Pogera Para Open Electorate. And for the by-election of the member to fill the vacant office following the declaration of the National Court dated 5 January 2024, which set as a court of disputed writs, and that by the endorsement of the writ, it was certified that Mr. Anderson Mise was duly elected as the member for Aitape Lumi Electorate. And for a by-election of a member to fill the vacant office following the death of the member, Mr. Jimmy Uguro, MP, and that by the endorsement of the writ, it was certified that Mr. Vincent Ambane Kumura was duly elected as the member for Usino Bundi Open Electorate. The new members made their declaration of loyalty and declaration of office before me as the State Function Room on Wednesday 13 and Wednesday 20 August 2025 respectively. I welcome the new members. Honourable members, I have to inform the Parliament that I have, in accordance with Section 110 of the Constitution, certified that the Custom Recognition Act 2025 and Y2K Fairness in Resignation Act 2025 that were made by the National Parliament. Honourable members, I have to inform the Parliament that I have received Honourable members, I have to inform the Parliament of the death of the following former members. Se Hugo Eric Begusa on 23rd August 2025. He was a former member for National Capital District and was elected to the 4th National Parliament in the 1987 general election. During that term, he served as the Minister for Civil Aviation and Culture and Tourism between August 1987 and July 1988. Then Minister for Lands and Physical Planning from March 1991 to July 1992. He also served as member of the Economic Affairs Committee and Public Account Committee in 1988 to 1991. And he also served as member and chairman of the Temporary Emergency Committee from 1989 to 1991. And Mr. Tom Awasa, on 31st August 2025, he was a former member for Huon Gulf Open Seat and was elected to the 3rd National Parliament in the 1982 general election. During that term, he was appointed Minister for Youth, Women, Religion, Recreation from 1982 to 1984. He also served a member of Constitutional Law and Act Committee, Temporary Emergency Committee, and chairman to the Public Works Committee. As to mark the respect to the memory of the late honorable gentleman, I invite all honorable members to rise in their places. I thank the Parliament. Clerk, any petitions? Notices? Clerk.
The Minister for International Trade and Investment gives notice that he shall present a bill for an Act 8 to give effect in Papua New Guinea 1. To provisions of Article 6 and 15 of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade 1994, and 2. To the Agreement on the implementation of Article 6 of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, and 3. To the Agreement on Subsidies and Countervailing Measures. B. To implement the National Trade Policy of Papua New Guinea, which establishes mechanisms and procedures to curb dumping or subsidies that are causing or threatening to cause material injury to the domestic industry of like products or material retarding the establishment of such an industry to be counteracted. And C. To protect the interests of Papua New Guinea by preserving domestic production, jobs, investment, and wealth creation. And D. To foster the competitiveness and modernization of Papua New Guinea's industry and to maintain a stable environment for business and fair competition and for related purposes. The Minister for International Trade and Investment gives notice that he shall present a bill for an Act A to give effect to Article 14 of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade 1994 and the World Trade Organization Agreement on Safeguards, and B. To ensure the effective implementation of the National Trade Policy of Papua New Guinea, and C. To establish mechanisms and procedures to counteract serious injury caused or to affect the domestic industry which may increase imports of like or directly competitive products, and D. To facilitate adjustment by the domestic industry to increase competition from increased imports, and E. To protect Papua New Guinean public interest by contributing towards the preservation of domestic production, jobs, investment, and wealth creation, and F. To foster the competitiveness and modernization of Papua New Guinea's industry, and G. To create a stable environment for business and fair competition and for related purposes.
Honourable members, question time. The Honourable Member for Kabul.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. It seems like time long. Before me ask him question, ask him Nogatok Sawe by Golong, Minister responsible of working law, Senasim law, Kamabinubla law, Attorney General, me ask him question long him. Before me ask him question, Milatok, thank you, Logapman. Lord sit me sit down and people block Kabum. And been vacant for two years, 3 months. A longer time to mass. Now, Mikila come up in some thinking in Sarasla question where Manusari go pass. And again, Islam Minister responsible long law, and we can take him note so that it's like a time him again come up longer time to mass. The people he kiss him service for 2 years. or Chila Weekend and Mr. Long time was. Therefore, me ask him, Blomi, he call on Mr. Minister, Osem, Anilong, Section 175, Long Organic Law, Emi, give him power long Electoral Commission, law declare him. Mibla usade mibla going salong heavy, namely on Southern Highlands, on Blalo Makam, I think Speaker you yet, the Speaker you yet away long situation by you Namilo Cabo. And declare mibla long special circumstances. Now this law I mean still not clear where you understand that the situation I mean long original ship long Southern Highlands, Namakam, and Narakan, Nablokau, Mimiko Narakan result to come up that ended up in by-election. This law, Mr. Speaker, will ask him, the minister responsible, whether this law, I come up clear, and can come up clear, where second person can come up. Through law, different, the judgment is different. But law must come up straight where all the decisions that all must come up clear where the second passing more can come up behind time can. If the Speaker, why me ask him Muslim? Government is spending big money, can contact him or elections, kind of long carbon, by election, carbon where any unnecessary now cost a lot of taxpayers' money. Yes, because of long time he come up. People of Kawum Eminokisim service, but it's like 2 years, 3 months. We ask him, Speaker through you, or to be the Speaker through you, Long Minister Long, look, inside Long law where must make him clear. Long, one time, walk one electoral commission, Long, must look good, straight himself law, because President will come up in this, Lokabo. No, behind time by Sly, we come up, where we can spend another money again to conduct by elections for similar cases in 2027 or onwards ago. Now, ask him, number 2 part, ask him, Mr. Speaker, Long Minister and Muslim. Inside Lonsila heavy, come up, only broke him or cook him or boxes, or go destroy him or government properties, millions of kinas, or burning down buildings, or cooking down car, which costs a lot of taxpayers' money. Now this is land usademi, claim him, not design him, heavy come up or run away and I'm hide. One part or institution belong law enforcing body, whether electoral commission or police, in charge from arrest him or line. Isn't it a criminal offense? Or am duty and responsibility and under long electoral commission law enforce him. So the Usalani, instigate him now, plain him or something must be held responsible. Mr. Speaker, thank you. This time, question by me. No, thank you, Minister. I can back him accordingly. Thank you.
The Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and display. Now, to congratulate him, Member Kabum, Person Fundley, all people decided to put you back. You're welcome. Display, Mr. Speaker, one blood. Important considerations or circumstances in which all money vote come. You hear yourself. You were voted in, but all losers or start long, taking law into their hands and prevented you from entering Parliament. But thank God that Electoral Commission, under the circumstances, he made a ruling to put you back. So, some of the time in good long, in a straight him law, strong him, and on this kind of some you get talk or some you get been. Obviously, on Bagabim ballot boxes, or man go to on Bagabim you. So, under those circumstances, do we listen to the criminals? Then go back and vote again, or we don't? criminals take advantage of it. Criminals become much smarter than what they were before. So law must prevent him, law must be more smarter than the criminals. So meeting us, you must strong him this law long. Special circumstances exist. Me long Southern Islands too. And this law, Southern Islands vote me yet me sabe. We start kissing more votes and we start kissing less votes. That's the only kissing, you don't kissing votes. Only goal of destroying ballot boxes, preventing from counting, and this one blood, and then wrong is come up long, and this same meeting us in. We must look him long, strong him this plan, how we can apply us in this kind of situation, can come up. Because one block away and it's for money thing or something, I win long. Now, the only non block come back, almost looking low, panning way road long. How only can prevent him this money not can win. Now we must not can. You must not can learn this Sunday come up. So meeting us in good long department by look long and put him tight where people can come in one blow. As it is, we can expand this circumstances. We must prevent him all kinds of situations and not can come up. So me think I'm criminal offense, planting money working law, on booking ballot boxes. This law is also in a straight long, a law na passing. Police in us are working work too. We accept that if it was done perfectly okay. Now you can go back now. Government spending people money now you come inside and complain long and me sympathize with you and say one blood. Problem me blood yet creating me blood police in no working work. All this money no come even. All the man me blood sabe all this man. All start now about us so we fail to arrest them. That is the problem. So meeting us and giving us police must kill out now, walk about now, walking this walk. Now you must arrest him. Otherwise, no good this problem become longer. Now it's spreading out, so you must prevent him. Thank you, and good luck question.
Honorable members, we have a supplementary. Member for Kagoerabe.
Supplementary, we'll ask him now. Congress, we will some member will be another one. Or more come low. 4 plus 50 plus. People are not cry. Competition. This law is some evidence now. Continue nothing. Or some immediate local. You won't trust in me. Maggie me of the leader. Now some will run a court case yet. Some time. Or lawyer commission not enough. No lawyer was enough. Some time will fail me. Also, Mosala member, God finish law, Parliament. We will fail this law. And I want him low, but you may set him. Before tomorrow, if he has come. Thank you. Thank you.
Honorable Minister for Justice.
Thank you, Member for Kagoerabe. And one good luck question. The solemn some case blow you stop finish na. Lomi in good luck lomi answer him this question. That's all. Me take him note also this la. Talk you talk long and I'm straight play also. Some like inonable win long and that's all come inside and please something is stop long. Of course, so me must court is the law is stopping me to answer him this question. Thank you.
The new member for Pogera.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Pogera Pailam, on the new place lo country in Embingad. Our vacancy long time. The 2 players come go now. Now me come some member again me come son of this house. Thank you, Deputy Speaker, for giving me space, lo talk, lo air out voice long. Pokora pile angel is the floor. Firstly, before me go on lo talk lo me, but me ask him question long. Mining Minister. But before me go to question, me new member me come so me must talk thank you long.
Yeah.
All people lo pokora pile lo. Trust me na vote me come represent them all in so long. Parliament. Thank you. Na secondly, me to thank you long. Blomi, Userem Sindan 1 minutes Laos. I'm kissing Papa come no 2022 now. I'm kissing me come back. I'm come Sindan. Thank you, Mama. Before me go on, me like asking my slightly question that's all long mining minister. Okara me suffer a long time na me. Staff go, let to thank you, Prime Minister long. Kisim Sanubla agreement come, na me sign him, na me wait staff. Me to me on Papa ground. Na me la ask him through you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, me la ask him, Mining Minister, la one time ba CDA blow me, la pokora go on again. Me la wait long time na me play even initially long. Draft agreement papers are so long. Time Lowabek, yeah. So now me come sana play na mixing mouse law people blow me long. Pokora or SML 7 black lane is so long. SML na me ask him. Mining Minister one time by you go get comments lo this last play important CDA agreement lo pokora am so thank you.
This time before me let him ask him and me congratulate the new club member. Lokarin bun lo papa na kam stop lo parliament floor. M1 and family long M. Tribe members at the same time will support those people. Lo Pogara Payala district. We on Blahat lo district in the country. We bordering Ella Western want them speak too. So me not taking this like question or some really question. But me like commend the mem want them people or marking mem. Like a big confidence lem na Salim once more come establish the floor. At the same time, we look savelo member blow. I tope lo me too. MK support the people na come back lo floor. Me congratulate the mem want the people belong em. Lo kisim big mandate na support na marking more people come back long floor. Same kind of some kabu me come sit down. Na same kind of some member blow usino bundi. Wampla sabe man we MK big lo sabe na work lo place lo white man but come back lo place stop lo place running foundation kisi mandate na gam siran lo floor. So me congratulate him all sample strong leader now you got lo floor lo give him more strong lo you me Mr. Deputy Speaker. So me congratulate them all the people lo mark him all na come siran ask him where leader belong Pogara Paila ask him same ask him I think last 1 or 2 parliaments I think member belong governor belong enga I think same question me gisim lo sample ask him lo leaders lo even sundown too we all influence I need lo riverine people also minister belong works member belong minister belong coffee narpla provinces too affected I need long this operation belong Pogara. Last time me clarify me was CDA am ready finish bakam lo me today me announce some stop lo table lo me finish na me straight any submission finish lo go lo cabinet truly you Deputy Speaker as soon as next cabinet stop or me karim go lo cabinet lo look save lo cabinet ministers prime minister all ministers lo look save the time will give you blessing you me come back na you me straight misla agreement long CDA an important document. Not just lo Yumi national level, but as mandate the leader, I'm asking him, so we will prioritize that. And next, NC come, we will put him through. Just lo sampla tok antap lo CDA. Me thank him Prime Minister, want him cabinet. Me thank him Governor to belong Ella, where supply belong, power belong, running Pogara come, Governor belong Enga. Well, supporting me long work. Lo straight him so that Yumi straight him benefit na look blow Tesla mine. I need long leadership long Prime Minister too. Me give him some look save. not just as a member I ask him and wear him two placate. M2 as a landowner and I'm as a member representing District 2. Now I got benefit long landowners me plus Kelly and put him stop. Online we affected through the river Rhine, where I'm go down the same long. Kissing online people are telephoning. Now go down the same. You got all people were affected through law. Power line will come through, lo giving power or running mine, where mine must operate, lo Islamic law power come. So over the land Islam benefit and capturing said, now we go through so. Through law you, Deputy Speaker, and through the new elected member, I look forward to working on them you, people Blue District Administration, as soon as Jimmy Karim Pepper go cabinet, by me go and give him confidence, lo leadership Blue on the ground, by signing so that our inflows of benefits that looks available, not just Pogara, but the entire spread out of people that will be affected by the project. So, thank you, Lord Isla. Question come, member. Thank you.
The Honourable Deputy Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Deputy. Thank you, Acting Speaker. Lok Savelong Opposition. Before me asking question without notice to the Prime Minister, I want to firstly acknowledge the newly elected members on behalf of opposition too. Maki opposition leader, we welcome you to the house too. Thank you, Drew. Natu, before me asking question to Nabla, acknowledgement of the Prime Minister to put on record. It is our call as a country. We've asked you to withdraw the cash on this floor of Parliament, which you did on the Repentance Day. We want to acknowledge that, and that is in order. So thank you, Prime Minister. Second, so my questions is to the Prime Minister. Before I ask a question, let me paraphrase our background. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the nation has its difficult times trying to adjust to borrowing requirements, especially global financiers, to save its position as a safe investment destination. The nation has been cautioned to fix its corruption index prior to the end of 2025, possibly next year, 2026 or around February. This therefore calls for government's urgent intervention in collaboration with the line agencies like Ombudsman Commission, Police, ICAC, to prevent PNG from being grey listed as an unfavorable investment destination by international investors. This also calls for government to put into place mechanisms to fight corruption and prevent the nation from being grey listed. So my series of questions to the Prime Minister, through you, Deputy Speaker. Number one, what mechanism has been put in place to save the nation from being grey listed on the corruption index? Number two, what has the government done to address the corruption issue as an indicator together with line agencies empowered by law to fight corruption? Number three, can the Prime Minister advise the House how many corruption cases have been prosecuted in the last 12 months as a sign of PNG's commitment to fight corruption to avoid being grey listed? Number four, if PNG is grey listed, probably going to be around next year, what will happen to the financial institutions in PNG? And last question, when PNG is grey listed, what plan has the government has in place to lure international investors to steal?
Honourable Deputy Opposition Leader, we have a point of order. Honourable Member for Goroka, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, the question he is raising is a very important question, Mr. Speaker. Now, I'd just like to ask the good Deputy Opposition Leader if he can explain to us, the Parliament, what does grey listing actually mean?
Honourable Member for Goroka, we can't debate the question that is being raised. It will be the Prime Minister who will respond to the question. If he asks for that, it will be done. But I will allow I'll rule your point of order out of order. I'll allow the Deputy Opposition Leader to complete.
Thank you. The last question which was interrupted is, when PNG is grey listed, what plans has the government has in place to lure international investors to still invest in PNG as a safe investment destination? Thank you, Acting Speaker.
The Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Firstly, President threw me like thank you for this question. Before me answering, I want to congratulate 4 new members who are now in Parliament with us. 2 of them, the member for Kabum and Aitapelumi, have won back the seats they held previously. But the 2 new members for Usinabundi and Pogra Paela, I want to congratulate all 4 of you, and most of the 2 new members respectfully. I have followed closely the election patterns, and undisputedly the 4 of you have been front runners in your people's choices from count 1 all the way till the end. So it just shows how people have consciously selected the 4 of you respectfully, and we want to congratulate each of you, and I want to offer our government's full support to work with you in the next 18 months we have before we run to the polls again in 2027. Whilst 18 months may be too short a time, no amount of time must be wasted, and our government will give full commitment to assist the entire 4 of you. On the question asked by the Deputy Opposition Leader, I want to say the last time we were placed on the grey list was a period between 2014 to 2016, and we got ourselves uplifted out of the grey list. And right now in the mutual evaluation program that is running, it is indicated that we might be put back on the grey list in 2026. I want to give assurance to this House and to our country that the interdepartmental and agency team has been working in the last 2 years to avert the possibility of us going to the grey list. But in any case, if it does happen in 2026, then I want to give full assurance to our country that just like in 2016 when we got out of the grey list, we will do our utmost best at the very earliest to get out of grey list. The interdepartmental committee that involves the Department of Justice and Attorney General, the Central Bank, FASU, Finance, Treasury and Planning, Police, and a whole lot of agencies that are engaged in this one have been informed that they must not rest but to work to ensure we come out of the grey list if it does happen next year. I would be preempting the process that is running. I know many commentaries have been made from the Central Bank and elsewhere of the view that we might be heading into a grey list next year. In a meeting I had with them about 6 weeks ago, I summoned all agencies to work with leaving no stones unturned, including informing the police commissioner. It is your job to do what you have to do instead of us telling you what to do. And, speaking on this, in response to this question, in that private meeting, he was advised. There are 2 fronts. I want to step back a little bit in answering this question. 2 fronts. The global consciousness on terrorism financing and money laundering has been elevated since the 11th of September 2001 terrorist-led attack that happened in New York City and USA. Since then, there has been a global consciousness on standing watch to terrorism financing and anti-money laundering. These twin factors have propelled all financial systems globally to be conscious of what must be done to curtail or stop money laundering and anti-terrorism financing. For us in the country, they have indicated that we have fallen behind on some areas, and I've given the key agencies of state, Justice Department, I pulled back the chairmanship of that department under Justice Ministry to be headed by the Treasurer. Treasurer is now taking charge of this work. Apparently, and I must admit that in the last year or two, that work has slowed down, and so I've asked Treasury take chairmanship over this agency, cross-agency work, attend to this, and before February 2026, we must put to the scoreboard what we must do in respect to fighting corruption, anti-money laundering, and hopefully standing watch to anti-terrorism financing in our country. Some of this work have matured to be fair in our country and this Parliament. The passage of the ICAC, passage of the ICAC laws and ensuring that ICAC becomes an institution that is now in place to fight corruption, the strengthening of our police force, the police commissioner, to be fair on him, has recruited an expatriate policeman to be the head of the anti-fraud, what you call it, anti-fraud section at the police force. So there's some work happening at this space, but not at the pace the international observer and independent observation team has come to assess, giving the mutual evaluation. The conclusion of the mutual evaluation will take place sometimes next year, and if they see that we have not been compliant, they will put us into the grey list. If we have shown substantial progress, those status will be updated to us first quarter next year. And whatever it is, I want to give commitment to our country that our compliant to anti-money laundering and our compliant to anti-terrorism financing in our country will not slow down. We will step up. This Parliament under this Pangu-led government have passed, for instance, the amendment to the Proceeds of Crime Act. We passed on not too many years ago, so there is a amendment to the Proceeds of Crime Act that includes undisclosed wealth. We've also passed the Whistleblowers Act. We passed the ICAC into operations, and so I've indicated to the international observation team and the mutual evaluation that is taking place, don't be unfair on our country. We've done what we have to do, but again, they've done this all over the world. There are over 50 countries, globally speaking. They're in the grey list right now, and those who work aggressively has come out of the grey list, as we once did in 2016. And so we will give a concerted effort. Whatever is the assessment in first quarter of next year, I want to give assurance to the country we will work our absolute best to make sure our country is not a place for money laundering. Our country is not a place for anti-terrorism financing. And I've indicated to the police commissioner, I told him in that meeting publicly, it was a meeting full of 30 people, of all from Central Bank, from Justice Department, from Finance and Treasury. All the agency head was there, Mr. Deputy Speaker. And for the record, I told them, Mr. Police Commissioner, you don't need to look far out. Pick up a file. For instance, the allegations in the public space on the recent dispersal of 41 million kina from Finance Department. Go and check them. You want to prosecute money laundering or illegal transaction? Check if those payments are correct payments. If that happens, prosecute those who are engaged in illegal transactions. Start from our own Finance Department. So that instruction has gone out, and I'm not the police commissioner to do the police commissioner's job. That's his job to do. So I want to give assurance to our country that if it is that we are placed to the grey list in 2026, then we will work to get ourselves out of the grey list. And it gives us an opportunity to reconstruct a platform in which money laundering is not part of the economy, a platform in which anti-terrorism or terrorism financing is not part of our economy, and a safer, stronger, resilient economy that removes corruption from our midst. And that is the work we must do. If the independent evaluation committee or mutual evaluation team established that we will be in grey list, then assurance I give to our country, we'll work our way out. Our investors, whilst they'll be looking at this, I want to give confidence to the country. many of our established investors in our country have been working with us the last 50 years. And so that may affect new investors, but our existing investors and pool of investors are long-term, have a long-term view in our country. The short-term assessment will not dent, in my view, some of the major investment focuses that we have on the horizon. With or without a grey list, those investors who have committed to invest in our country will invest, and we're sounding out our country as a continued safe investment destination. Thank you too much, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Honourable Governor for Western Highlands.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Question from me. Me like ask him, Intergovernment Relations Minister. Intergovernment Relations Minister. Sorry, also you work plenty of good work, long reform him. This is minister to you, but let me ask him on the question to you. I think I'm concerned from me as governor of law province. Me blow celebrating this independence daytime or day blow Independence Day countdown. You may got 14 days to start before by you may celebrating 50 years of independence. Na me like talk little long elections for the local level government. Me at also me one black councillor before me governor long province now. Na me at me feeling also all local level government leaders or very important leaders belong foundation blood is la country. Every province you go down to districts, you got all councillors you represent him. Now this is independence now, but you may celebrate. You may all go the man of country must got one piece of mind long celebrating independence. Now all councillors or local level governments, subsequently for the last 50 years, before independence, they come out contribution to local level governments and big blood through local country. Before you know at all provincial governments too, all open members start to, but national government is starting to be all districts now, all local level government, total no Nulwai and Orislaman come up. But now, this election blow you misungi me go in up long, day 27th of September, where Bianta Solo, September 16. Now, me feeling also, and me like give him, cause him injustice legal local level government or leaders blow you me. All none of celebrating this 50 years independence law, good blah, mind na thinking blow. Now, me like talk savvy you blow, members of parliament, prime minister, minister Tuk and Save, all this leader, all very important leaders blow you me long, all money carry community in a society in a province come. Na Papua New Guinea, I mean, no stop report must be in Wagani, na this parliament. Now all these long tranquil leaders and now only stop on the wall people blow celebrating this independence. Now election blow reach by issue yet he can't start now. Me feeling by you me go long. By this day 16 September, I mean no good blood through me feeling more same. So he got this parliament. Me play can make him one blood decision. No, this law no got. You play feeling more same. Only me no sorry, but I'm concerned blow me or same. Only no got this peace of mind by me celebrating this independence. Now I'm third government blow you me country now reach this topic or beyond date 27 to.
Honourable Governor, you make him question blow you.
Okay, day 27 to and by got national exchange blow or grade 4 pingini. Na em of the national exchange to come up. So I'm concerned blow me na me ask him the question also. Thank you.
The Honourable Minister, Intergovernment Relations.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Let me first of all thank Honorable Governor for Western Highlands for this very important question. I think it's appropriate at this stage when several things are going on, including LLG election that has been in process. First, let me recognize the contributions of councillors or ward members. They've always been there. They're the first face of government on the ground. They have contributed to the nation in so many ways. And government continues to recognize their contribution. And I want to thank, at this juncture of our history, express gratitude of our government to the councillors for the work they have done up until now. Since the process has already started, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and that process, as Governor has alluded to earlier, writs have been already issued on Thursday, 24th of April, 2025, and particularly that also opened a nomination. A nomination closed Thursday, 1st of May. The next process is the polling and counting. Let me just cover that for purpose of our councillors to take note of, though it's a long process that have taken place. Polling starts, as we all know, Saturday, 27th of September 2025. And polling ends Friday, 10th of October 2025. Counting starts Saturday, 11th of October, and returns of writs on or before Friday, 17th of October. So those are important dates that our councillors, people who are contesting for election, to take note of, and the time is coming where what they've been waiting for, they can now exercise at the polls. Now,
Honourable Minister, we have a point of order from Governor. Governor, what's your point of order?
Minister, sorry. Question below me. Me like asking me not been concluding. Me like you me, but before him this like election. You may not know put him down to mind blown councillors na go celebrating independence. Me put him off this like election. Thinking below me.
Honourable Governor, I think your question have already been raised to the Minister, so I'll let the Minister to continue on, and he can also make mention of the question that you have extended.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I thank Governor for his intervention. Nonetheless, what has happened is I know the question being raised is to do with grade 12 or grade 10 examination. That's rumors that I've heard and been circulated on the social media space in the last 2 weeks or so. Though it's very important that the effect of election may affect the examination of our children, but this issue has been in the social media and also in open for some time, and has undergone in terms of debate, particularly to do with deference of LLG election. And that was a time that this matter could have been raised. Right now, it's 11th hour. We've already planned everything, the ballot boxes, Electoral Commission has organized, including ballot papers that we have waited from Australia, and they've been finalized and been delivered. And I think it should be stupid of us to defer it again. If this matter was raised earlier, perhaps we could have considered that. But right now, our people have already made up their mind that there should be no deference, that this election should go ahead as have been planned. So basically that would be my position. I think it's fair to everybody out there that this election should be conducted as have been assigned, the dates have been assigned, and then let's put to rest this issue once and for all so that our people who are contesting can know whether they can proceed to be members of LFG or ward members or not, or including that of presidents. So, Mr. Deputy Speaker, that will be my position. Thank you.
The Honourable Governor for East New Britain.
Right, thank you, Deputy Speaker. Me, look at that. Me look in time. Must me. Me say that time me last him more. You know, me asking for me extending me 20 minutes.
Honourable members, the question is that the question time be extended for 20 minutes. Those in favour, stand. Honourable members, seems that absolute majority. Take your seat. The question time has been extended for 20 minutes, so those honourable members, you asking your question, go straight to your question, and the ministers answering the question, make your answers short so that we have enough more members asking questions in these 20 minutes. Honourable Governor.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Question me go along, Prime Minister. Before I ask the series of questions, I want to take the opportunity to acknowledge and appreciate the leadership of Minister Richard Maru regarding the East New Britain palm oil company in Chalong, Lopless East New Britain. Prime Minister, in your media statement dated 15 July 2025, you reaffirmed the National Executive Council's final position on East New Britain Palm Oil Limited and the immediate implementation of NEC Decision Number 192/2024 and 35/2025, following a full investigation into the company's pricing practices and dealings with the smallholders in Charlotte Place. Palm oil is resisting or delaying the implementation, particularly in the payment of 36.7 million in compensation to the smallholders inside Lopless or Lois New Britain. Can the Prime Minister inform this House what immediate steps has the government taken to ensure the full and timely implementation of the 11-point NEC recommendations? Also, number 2, what specific actions will the government take in response to the NBP palm oil resistance, especially regarding the compensation payout on farmers? Number 3, what legal or administrative measures are in place to ensure companies comply with cabinet decisions and to protect the landowners and growers from future exploitation in the agriculture sector? Thank you.
Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Me like talk thank you, Lord Governor, Lord East New Britain, Lord raising this important series of questions. Pass them through. I want to also commend his leadership. He has been one governor who constantly is back home in his province, trying his absolute best to get the system up and running and moving and working on areas that can be, that he is empowered to work on. Secondly, I want to say thank you in the face of our nation's 50th to the East New Britain people. And the province, they have been a model province up till today in terms of people at work, exporting human resource to the rest of our country, as well as their province is fired or driven by a type of economy we envisage for the rest of our provinces, agro, forestry, fisheries, and tourism-based economy that is the strongest potential of our country, and East New Britain continues to lead the way in this space. Commendations to the provincial government and the people of East New Britain. In respect to the East New Britain palm oil operations at the Gazelle and northeast part of the province, I want to say the NEC has taken on board recommendations that the investigation team has put together. The instruction for compliance to those recommendations have gone out. I want to give assurance to the governor. I will update myself as to the latest status of those directions. Excuse me. And if no legal lawful compliance is made by whether it's company or any agencies of state that were instructed to carry forward those compliance matters, then relevant actions will be taken. The company, for that matter, or any one of us, we all operate under one law book, one rule book, and this rule book governs the way our project agreements are made. And I, for one, on this side of the house, we are pro landowners. Their rightful dues must be paid, but again, not at the expense of an agreement that was signed. So the investigation are set as to exactly where the company must improve on and where the landowners sit in terms of their entitlement. So let me give full assurance to the Governor of East New Britain. I will afresh myself as to where the status of these directions are at the moment and get back to him in writing at a later date. Thank you.
The Honourable Governor for Jiwaka.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Question below me without notice. Mila asking along through the chair by the Minister for Administrative Service. Thank you. And surplus question, that's all. But me by making a little statement now. They asking question. Toro Mila talk along common role or electoral role below Milo Papua New Guinea. The last term Parliament, this term Parliament, during those last or close to 10 years now, there are many Papua New Guineans who have turned 18. Now, all you know, reduced them name below common role yet, or electoral role yet. Now, we got plenty of the population stuff pins. Now, this is an issue now because they are eligible. Ani lo constitution bli long custom vote belong lo time long general election or lo council election too. Now when those people are not in the common role, then we've got an issue. The issue belong election related problem in Misa, you got big problem long throughout the country in Misa finish. So these are caused by those very young generation. They're coming on to adulthood and moving on from here. So question below me without notice, through you, Chair, M. Long. Can the Minister talk to the House, now people of Papua New Guinea, long you got updated common role now belong, running election 2027 or not? Question one. Number two question to you, Mr. Speaker. There's been so much talk about electronic or biometric voting system. This thing has been discussed so many times. So, me like asking Minister, through you, Chair, whether Papua New Guinea now you make a sampler system finished by using this long 2027 election or not. So it's not why na imi ola talk to na inga plenty money Belewi stop. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister, Admin Services.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and let me also take the cue from the other members and take this opportunity to congratulate our newly elected MPs into Parliament. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I would like to thank the good governor from Jiwaka for his very important question. And on that note, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Prime Minister for appointing me in this particular ministry to take the lead in looking at the election reforms, particularly on the back of the report that was produced by the Special Parliamentary Committee on the 2022 National General Elections. And in the recommendations that were put forward by the committee, one of the important areas that was identified by the committee was the electoral roll. In fact, the electoral roll in the national general elections in 2022 was inconsistent with the previous years, where it was identified that about 50% of our population were not captured in the electoral roll. And as a result of that, the Prime Minister gave me a task to have a look at the electoral reforms leading up to the 2027 national general elections, and two particular areas that we have covered in the last 18 months with quite a lot of visits around to our neighboring countries who have conducted elections using both electronic and using biometric as a method that has delivered elections in their countries. And I want to assure the good governor, and I'd like to take this opportunity to assure the House this afternoon, that my ministry, together with PNG Electoral Commission, will be conducting a workshop on the 13th of October to the 15th of October that will outline the work that needs to be done in preparation for the 27 national general elections. And part of that workshop will outline to the stakeholders on the migration from paper voting to electronic and biometric voting that will transform the election environment in Papua New Guinea. And to ensure that biometrics is a method that we use, it will also require us to look at our electoral roll as well. We have undertaken a project where, together with the company that we are talking to, or the technology company that we are talking to, we'll work with our NID, our PNG Civil and Identity Registry, using NID as the form of development of the electoral roll. In other words, the electoral roll will be a byproduct of the NID card system. And we are looking at that now, and that will help greatly improve. So the company that we are talking to look at the electoral roll plus the reforms in the election have delivered 36 successful elections in 36 countries around the world using biometric and technology voting. So I would like to assure the House and assure the good governor that come 2027, when we synergize NID as the point of the electoral roll, it will greatly enhance and also bring credibility to the electoral roll. So we'd like to encourage all Papua New Guineans around the country that NID is an important part of this pathway, and we want to make sure that everybody is registered come 2027. The company that will assist us starting next year, they have done similar exercises around the world in lead up to elections, and part of that included that when they did these exercises, some areas very similar to Papua New Guineans population were able to register all people on the electoral roll within 74 days as the quickest time frame. So we are confident that by making sure that we deliver the outcome of the elections and make it credible, these are some of the work that will be undertaken. So the workshop will also, there'll be booths set up during that workshop which will demonstrate this technology, and we would like to encourage invitations will be sent out to all members of Parliament and also independent individuals and organizations to come and participate in that workshop and provide criticisms and provide feedback to ensure that we are going in the right path. To assure the Governor, Prime Minister has given me the task to ensure that we look at biometric and electronic voting come 2027. Whether we pilot it in certain provinces or whether we roll it out in the entire country, that's a decision for the government to make leading up to the national general elections in 2027. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
We have a supplementary member for hearing.
Thank you, Acting Speaker, for the opportunity to ask this very important supplementary question to the good Minister for Administrative Services. Acting Speaker, through the reply by the good Minister, he makes specific reference to the NID program in response to the question raised by the Governor for Juaka. The NID program, I understand, has only reached about no more than 10% of the country's population. And it is safe to say that it is a failed project, failed program, and so it baffles me, Mr. Speaker, as to how the good Minister intends to migrate that little 10% to a biometric dream of voting in 2027. Because this is a failed project, does a good Minister agree that his mandate given by the good Prime Minister to discharge this very important work in his mandate has failed, and therefore he too has failed this country? And can you also assure the people of Papua New Guinea that this company he refers to roll out this NID or this biometric dream is not an Indian company, and that it has been put through the NPC program already and tendered before he makes a disclosure of such a company on the floor of Parliament before the people of Papua New Guinea? And because he has failed, can he also just tender his resignation to the Prime Minister and allow one of these more competent backbenchers to take up this role? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and I'd like to thank the good member for hearing query for his important line of question. Of course, whether I remain as a minister or not, that's the prerogative of the Prime Minister and not his instructions to issue to the Prime Minister to do that. Secondly, the question, the fact that it's a failed project is not a failed project. When NID was established in 2014, it was created out of political convenience, if I may say this. And they had created an agency that operated outside of the Constitution because of that political convenience. And then as a result of that, we had two agencies running parallel, duplicating the exact same work. You had PNG Civil and Identity Registry, and then you had NID. So when I became a minister, I had to correct those issues and flaws that was created by the former government and bring it in line so that it works within the Constitution. So we have now brought NID and packed it under PNG Civil and Identity Registry, which now operates as a program or a project rather than as an agency. And now we only have one acting civil registrar rather than having two in the past, which was outside of the Constitution. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the government in the past had not fund, apart from the 300 million kina that was given in the past that was misused by that former government. And we are now correcting those issues that were created.
We have a point of order ahead from the member for Yalibu Pangia.
May Amamas rules and Minister address on this very important issue. May like be constructive, you know. That's like serious issue law, country law. Electing all leader on man-mary masikat believe land. Now, the minister alluding to the fact that, you know, some funds were misused by the former government is quite incorrect. He has to be specific. Who misused the money? What money misusing money or some leader money misusing money? That's like all totok must come up straight Don't politicize this very important issue.
Yeah.
Now, some people this la man who's managing all this la program. Now, stop one time government blow you now.
I am now.
So no can suit him and nothing logo the man. So, Mr. Speaker, admit your failures. Admit your failures so that you can correct yourself in doing the right thing for once, Mr. Speaker. Kan all computer na kan all something you work low and I'm close to you. It no come up, working no come up. You na Prime Minister you working plan the promise to muscle this country. Get man close to. And that you to you investigate for 6 years. Do it.
Honorable.
Get man to us. Pray close to. Get him man close to. Enough.
Honorable Member for Yalibu Pangia. Honorable Minister, you can't put a point of order on a point of order. Let me make a ruling on the member's point of order. Honorable Minister, resume your seat. Honorable Member for Yalibu Pangia, your point of order was in order, but you seem to be debating the question, so I'll rule your point of order out of order. I'll allow the minister to.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I was just merely trying to put into context the fact that they said that I failed. I'm fixing their problems that they've created. So, Mr. Deputy Speaker, just to reassure the good member for Hiri about the issues that he raised, over the last 3-4 years, the government has underfunded NID as an agency. For example, they had a staff ceiling of about 500, and the remuneration or the salaries that were incurred as a result of that recruitment of 500 set around 14 million kina per annum. And when they were getting paid only 10 million per annum, they had to decide whether they pay staff or they buy consumables to ensure that they deliver on the program. And this has been the dilemma for the last 3-4 years of NID. So when we came in, Mr. Deputy Speaker, we fixed that up very quickly by ensuring that they were funded correctly in the 2025 budget, which we are now correcting and fixing a lot of the legacy issues that were created in the past. So in saying that, I would like to give confidence to the House that we are working very hard to make sure that we deliver on the biometric voting system, which NID will support to bring credibility to the voter, which has been missing in the electoral roll in the past. So I need the support of members of Parliament to invest in this very important program if you believe in the credibility of the electoral roll in your electorate.
Honorable Minister, we have another point of order.
Tell members of Parliament to invest in a program he is in charge of, which he is funded for, that he is supposed to roll out, which he is miserably failing. How can this minister tell these members of Parliament to invest in his department?
Honorable,
you see money, you spend him right.
Honorable Member, seems to be debating the Minister. We have 3 more minutes. You can sum up your.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. We are working tirelessly, Mr. Deputy Speaker, to make sure that we deliver a credible elections in 2027. And it is in his interest when I say that we need support and investment from members of Parliament, is because if we purchase registration kits, eventually we will hand those registration kits to the world recorders to keep so that they continue to update the communities and people within their districts. This is called partnership, if he does not understand what partnership means. Working together to achieve a common objective and a common goal.
Honorable Minister, we have another point of order. The Honourable Member for Wabe.
Deputy Speaker, I just want to remind the Minister that he's in the role of that ministry, and that ministry is funded. And when the job was given to him, and when statements were made earlier this year, there was no sort of clause, or there was no stipulations as to a partnership arrangement with the districts, how much money we were supposed to put in. In the previous program, we were asked to actually put in some money, and some of our districts, we put in substantial amount of funding into that program. And for WABEC, for example, there was about 37,000 NID registrations done, and to date we are still waiting for the cards to be printed. So instead of just making big, glorious statements on this floor, can the minister, detail out the partnership arrangement that we're supposed to do, and how much money you were given, and how much money the government that you are part of has put aside for the districts to actually put in this partnership arrangement that you are making inferences to. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member for Wabek, your point of order is in order, but you seem to be using this point of order to raise series of questions. So I'll allow the Minister to respond as you have raised. Minister.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, and I thank the good member for Wabek for, I'll consider that as a supplementary question, is that this arrangement is not a new arrangement. It's an arrangement that has been in existence since the start of NID, where they've partnered with different provinces and different districts to roll out within their districts. So we've done the similar thing, and I think I'd like to thank the good member for Meniamia for undertaking that. Since I became the minister, he's the only MP that has responded to this partnership to deliver NID in his district. And so far, since he's given us his undertaking.
Honourable Minister, we have another point of order. Deputy Opposition Leader.
Thank you. It is not correct. It is not correct for the minister to say that the only MP who has partnered with his department and him. It is on record that most of the DDAs and provincial government have partnered, including ECP. For Northfly, I've put 700,000, and as of today, the Northfly people sit in queue. They are waiting for almost 2 years or 3 years now to get. So it's incorrect. So can he withdraw that only one member? No, all of us partnered. He failed miserably. Thank you.
Honourable Minister.
Northfly MP is referring to is the funding that he gave before I was a minister. But all I said was that I want to thank the member for Meniamia for partnering with me since I became the minister to deliver on his. And we've delivered so far, I think, about 15,000 cards and birth certificates to his people. But I want to assure the member for Northfly that the information that he has requested in the last Parliament sitting that he asked, I have provided all that information to him. He provided 500,000 and not 700,000 kina as is alluded to. And from that 500,000, 200,000 kina has been used, and we've delivered on those cards, and his people have collected them. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
The Honourable Governor, Honourable Governor, sorry, our question time has already been lapsed. Honourable members, pursuant to statute, I present the final report of the Ombudsman Commission of Papua New Guinea relating to an investigation into maladministrative practices and abuse of processes and procedures in administering the transfer of the title of the National Housing Corporation property, Section 294, Allotment 13, Hohola, Gerehu 3B, Taumaku, Crescent NCD. Leader of Government Business.
Deputy Speaker, I move that the report and its recommendations be adopted and the debate be adjourned and made in order of the day for a subsequent sitting.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Honourable members, pursuant to statute, I present the Public Service Commission Annual Report 2020. Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I move that Parliament take note of the paper and the debate be adjourned and made in order of the day for a subsequent sitting.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Honourable members, it will be proper for the Speaker to recognize the newly elected members to this Parliament and give them time to make some maiden speech. Their speeches will be for 10 minutes, and I will give the speech to 2 members. We have the other 2 members re-elected. They have been members of Parliament before, and they have been re-elected back into Parliament, which I would not give them time to say a maiden speech, but for the 2 new elected members to the Parliament, it will be proper for the Chair to give them 10 minutes each to make a maiden speech to the Parliament. Therefore, I first call on the member for Usino Bundi.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, House of the People, thank you for recognizing the voice of the people of Usino Bundi Gama District and for granting me this opportunity to make my maiden speech on this floor of the National Parliament. Let me begin by expressing my deepest appreciation, first to the people of Usino Bundi and Gama. Thank you for your trust and confidence in electing me to represent you. This mandate is not mine alone. It belongs to every child, mother, father, youth, and elder in our district. To all candidates and contestants, in the recent by-election, you entered this race because you care for our people. And you have a vision. I acknowledge your courage and commitment. And I extend my hand in unity. We must work together for our district. I also thank the Electoral Commission, polling officials and hardworking security personnel, scrutineers, and supporters for ensuring a peaceful, fair, and just democratic election process. Honorable Deputy Speaker, Usino Bundi Gama is one of the largest and least developed districts in Madang Province, where 3 LLGs, 75 council ward areas spreading across the vast Ramu Plains and the Bismarck Range, and a population of close to 100,000 people spread across 7,687 square kilometers. It is a land of enormous potential. We host some of the biggest economic activities in the province, including the Ramu Nickel Cobalt Mine, proposed Yandra mining project, and the Ramu agri-industry. Our land is fertile and productive, filled with coffee, copra, cocoa, vanilla, and oil palm, and so much more. Bundi, one of our remote areas, is a strategic tourism destination, home to Mount William, one of the iconic tourism destinations in Papua New Guinea. And yet we remain disconnected and underdeveloped, our potential untapped, and our people underserved. Mr. Speaker, the people of Usino Bundi Gama have waited for 50 solid long years since independence and still walk 8 to 10 hours to reach markets, health services, and other basic government services. Gama LLG, for example, with 17,000 people and 14 ward areas, has never had a functioning health facility since independence. Farmers in Bundi carry coffee bags on their back across treacherous terrains into Simbu's Gambok just to access markets. Gama's farmers carry coffee, cacao, and vanilla through the mountains and rivers and across the Ramu Plains to Ramu River, and have to pay 100 kina mile motorboat up to Banu Bridge just to access markets. Begasin, my good people of Begasin, the cocoa farmers have to carry their cocoa bags and walk for 8 hours to Negeri to meet the Ramu Medeng Highway to transport their cocoa down to Medeng town for market. We have resources, but no roads, no air connectivity, no electricity, and no market access. Meanwhile, the Ramu Nickel Cobalt Mine, a world-class resource operating in our district, exports rare minerals and continues to pay tax to Morava provincial government while our roads crumble and our people remain in darkness, literally and economically. It's time to rewrite the history of my district, and I offer to this Parliament and the nation our development priorities for the next 18 months before 2027. Build a telecommunication tower in remote Gama LLG as a key enabler of business economic opportunities. Minister for Communication, please, I would like you to take note. Rehabilitate and maintain strategic airstrips in Gama LLG and remote Bundi. Subsidize rural air freight to support farmers reaching markets. Minister for Civil Aviation, please take note. Rehabilitate, seal the Connect PNG, Gambog, Bundi, Brahman, Yakumbu Road, a strategic economic corridor linking Simbu and Maiden provinces. The region is host to the most iconic tourism destination in PNG, Mount William. It is also the host to proposed Yandra mining and also the host to the agriculture hub of Simbu province, Gambog. This Connect PNG road, if opened, will boost not only tourism, major economic impact projects, agriculture, and the list goes on. Connect Gama via fresh cut road from Tabibuka station in Jimmy into Kombaku in Gama. Minister for Works and Prime Minister, please consider this as national priorities, not just local roads. Maintain the key road link from Simbai station to Ramu River via remote canine station in Gama LLG. To help transport coffee, cacao, vanilla, peanuts, rice, and many other fresh produce. This road has been built by late George Wan, the former member for Usuna Bundi, in 1991. It reached routine maintenance and rehabilitation to connect our people with markets. Build a community health center in canines in Gama LLG, where there is no basic health service since independence. Construct a district hospital in Walim District Headquarters. Minister for Health, please take note. Walim District Headquarters is a strategic location and a host district to two major impact projects including the strategic location to Maiden Town. It is only proper that we have a good healthcare facility in that region. Beef our police infrastructure at Walim District Headquarters to arrest law and order and promote peace and safer community. Minister for Police, please take note, because Walim District Headquarters is the host to two big impact projects in that region. The Ramu Nickel Cobalt Mine MOU must be reviewed. We demand fair and just reinvestment of tax credits into transport, health, education, and infrastructures of the host communities within the mining impact zone. Minister for Mining, please take note. Likewise, we ask for the reinvestment of tax credits from the Ramu agri-industry into curbing law and order problems, health and education, and other needed infrastructures. Ushino Bundi Gama has lived in darkness since independence. We must connect to the national grid. We cannot participate in the digital and economic revolution if we are left in the dark. Minister for State-owned Enterprise, please kindly take note. Walim District Headquarters and Ushino Station needs to be lighted up. Seal the Ramu-Maiden Highway. It is very imperative. Maiden is no doubt the pearl of the Pacific, a tourism gem, and our people must be part of that economic opportunity. Mr. Speaker, my mission in the next 1.5 years before 2027 is clear and urgent. Connect the roads, rehabilitate and reopen the airstrips, give our people access, bring power, spark economic activity in that district. If we connect our people, we unlock productivity. If we invest in transport, health, and energy, we unleash the full economic potential of Ushino Bundi Gama. Not just Maiden, but also for Papua New Guinea. But I cannot do it alone, Mr. Speaker. I cannot do it alone. I call on the government of Papua New Guinea, on the development partners, private sector investors, NGOs and faith-based organizations, and the people of Ushino, Bundi, and Gama. Let us work together, not just to where our people are, but toward where they aspire to be. Let us move from resource-rich and service-poor to resource-rich and opportunity-rich as well. Honorable Deputy Speaker, this is not just a maiden speech. This is a call for justice, a call for connectivity, a call for empowerment, transformation, and progress as we together celebrate the spirit of the 50th anniversary in our beautiful nation of Papua New Guinea. Let the next 50 years not be a repetition of the past 50 years. Let it be the rise of Usuno Bundi Gama and Papua New Guinea as a whole. From forgotten to the front line, together we shall rise. God bless Usuno Bundi Gama. God bless my beautiful Maiden province. And God bless Papua New Guinea. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I was informed by the new member for Pogera that he would not make a maiden speech. He already used the question time to thank his people, his mother and family, and his voters during the question time. So he informed me that he will not make a maiden speech. So that I call on the leader of government business.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I ask leave of Parliament to move a motion without notice.
Question is that the motion is leave granted. Granted. Leader of government business.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I move that the leave of absence be granted to A. Mr. Timothy Masiu, Minister for Information and Communication and Technology, Ms. Cassie Sawong, Minister for Labour and Employment, and Mr. Ekime Gorosanu, Member for Daulo, due to ill health, and B. Mr. Alexander Ome, who is on official duty overseas.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Leader of government business.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I would like to remind the House that tomorrow we have a special guest. The General Secretary of the United Nations will be addressing our House at exactly 10 a.m. tomorrow. And therefore, I would like to ask all members to be punctual, to be here by 9:45. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I now move that Parliament do adjourn until tomorrow at 10 a.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Honourable members, I now adjourn Parliament to tomorrow 10 o'clock a.m.